That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened.
Yep.
The story does not end there, however. The line continues.
The line continues from us jumping back into our younger body, growing up until we start this game, where we jump into our younger body.
After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B.
Yep.
But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal.
You'll be living your normal life from
Your
D to B.
consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body.
Young Sigma's body.
Until you reach point B.
Yep. Which is where we originally swapped bodies in the first place. It kind of is confusing, but I'm understanding it.
Do you remember when B is Sigma?
At the start of this game. January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct.
Yep.
That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Into the younger Sigma's body. Point A. Yep. December 25th, 2028. The day all of this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years.
I'm suspecting Zero Time Dilemma will be this event. So we may even play Sigma again in that game.
For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches point D, my 20-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating.
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them?
It's one straight line. Or it only forks here. Just each letter is doubled.
You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path.
Yep.
With one exception.
This line here at point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
6 days after we get abducted. Or gassed. Why did they make that so close there? That is like almost 4 months. And that part there is 6 days. That should be lower. And that gap should be way bigger. And that gap should be smaller. The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes. By now, you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out by jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve, 2028. No, on Christmas Day he'll jump into your old body. Not New Year's Eve, but on New Year's Eve will be the event that he could stop it escaping.
Yes. That is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction.
This point in the flowcharts lasted hours. I would say it's the longest box.
And undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said that point C in January 27th, 2074, which is today, there's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it would have to be much shorter. I don't think, looking at the time, I don't think I'm going to start a Zero Time Dilemma today. I do still need to eat food, and it is 10 past 8, so I do want to get this game finished today though. But look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon.
Soon?
Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
We need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that.
Clover and Tenmyuji.
Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
You haven't figured it out.
Someone's gonna try to kill me?
I mean this.
Oh! Dio's knife. No sooner were the words out of my mouth of fire? What? I screamed and leapt toward them. Akane was already in motion, the knife diving toward Fire's chest. I was almost there. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. Akane stabbed old Sigma. Or maybe young Sigma in old Sigma's mind. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realize that it was Akane's body, lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. Tu fui ego eres. What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. That was a huge lore dump right in the last few hours. It was like, I'm thinking that was close to a 60-hour playthrough. I did stop quite often to have a bit of a chat with chat. I did get caught in a couple of escape rooms. I know voice synthesizers can change your voice quite a bit, but change a woman's voice into a very deep male's voice? It's probably possible somehow, but just feels a little weird. This music so feels like Danganronpa music. That is a good point, Master of the Zoo. Clover's outfit is very possible, but it's very small. There's not much to it. Shorts can't get much shorter. That was the Zero Mask from the first game. A new destination has been added to the flowchart. Again, I've got all the endings. Even further back again. Yeah, that one's filled in now. I was kind of watching the backgrounds. Short epilogue. Okay, cool. After that, there's one more. Not canon. Okay. Okay. I'll go to it with knowing that it's not totally canon. Then I guess we'll jump here. Headquarters. April 13th, 2029. That's when young Sigma jumps back into the young Sigma's mind in old Sigma jumps back into the young Sigma body. Do it? Yeah, I'm gonna. I was just working out where we were going to.
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday, our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
I can see that in the current timeline where we're in the future playing that game, this is canon, and this actually happened. But what she's talking about there is what old Sigma jumped into young Sigma's mind or body originally to stop. So this is events after old Sigma's mind has left young Sigma's body. Ooh, wow. She didn't seem crazy, so she may have just had enough of everything that was going on and couldn't stand living in the world anymore. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room until with a click it disappeared too. It wouldn't have gone to static straight away though. Unless she was physically holding a button or something that kept it on air until she pulled the trigger, which caused her hand to relax and cut the power to the transmission. Had the power gone out, I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. Zero. The original Zero. Or whoever gassed us. Akane. That kind of makes sense. Akane being the one that kidnapped... No. Yes. I'm getting confused myself. Yes, it does make sense because Akane was behind the Nonary Games in 999. So she had the suit to kidnap people to play that game. Okay.
It looks like the first step was successful.
I do remember this suit. I didn't realise it was a part of the Free the Soul cult, I'm going to say. Yeah. Yeah, I can see a bit of it there. What the? You killed me.
Killed?
I guess technically you're going to kill me in 45 years from now. But still...
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
Has the old Akane jumped into the young Akane's mind as well? We do know she's got the power as well. Okay, yeah. I forgot about those files, actually. Thanks for reminding me. I'm okay.
Yes. You and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
Me and Fi?
Yes. I only told you about you, but we also needed Phi to jump. Now, you know what happens next, right?
We go to the moon? No, not this early. No way. This is where we go into the first... No. Actually, it might be where we go to the moon, because this is after the events of Zero Time Dilemma, if I'm suspecting right.
Correct.
Yes.
We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Alice, Clover, and... Alice and Clover, right?
Yes.
What about the third one? Who's in there?
Phi.
Oh, that's how Fire's young still. I thought she must be something to do with the earlier events, for them to be so important that both me and Fire learn how to do the jumps without forgetting.
We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That wasn't the Phi who jumped from point C, though. It was Phi before she jumped from point A to point D.
Jumped from point A to point D? So her line is different to ours.
In other words, she was following the same path you are. And she still is.
What? Then that means that after you froze her, the point C version of her jumped back into her body.
Yes.
Yeah, translation error. I'm thinking so too.
The point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years, sleeping in ice.
Then, when she gets to point B, her consciousness will jump to point A, right?
Correct.
Huh. So that's why she didn't look old. So why don't you just stick me in one of those pods?
We can't do that.
Why not? Because you need to do all your research, you need to learn how to clone, you need to improve your powers, all that sort of stuff.
You haven't figured it out? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project.
Yep.
After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines.
Yep. So you can program Zero Junior, you can program all the golems, you can build Luna.
Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph.
Yep. Lagomorph being the other golem we talked to.
And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets.
He was already studying, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. This is clearly the old lady Akane talking to us. Saying, you've got 45 years, you have to do this in 45 years.
You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark.
Yep.
Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin. January 25th, 2074. You will defrost Phi and carry her to the third AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out.
What? I was always thinking the older Sigma forced the young Sigma out. But this is saying the other way around.
And you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
And then I change history. Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions of people will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? Aren't you an Esper too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
So is she going to be in the third game as well? So what do I need to do?
What do you mean?
Like, what specific actions do I need to take? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we going to do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that? Maybe. No, Akane was the one that was supposed to be in the other building, and Santa was the receiver, I thought. They were both on the same ship, but one... I thought Akane was the one accidentally put on the ship, and Santa was meant to be there. You may be right, I might be wrong, who knows. I don't have the best memory. I just remember they were both put on the ship where one of them was supposed to be in Nevada test site. I thought it was supposed to be Akane was in the Nevada test site. I could be wrong. Yeah, she's not able to do it all by herself. Yeah.
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Oh, crap. Then we're screwed.
That's why we need your help.
Okay.
You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility. Things will be difficult, and I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Ah. So that would mean you were more right, because if Santa's the receiver, then Akane was oh no, yeah, I'm right. Akane was supposed to be in the other one sending information to Santa. And the reason Junpei was able to save Akane was because she could also receive. Yeah, makes sense, kind of. Wait, how do you know it's so
The
dangerous?
67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
What did I say?
That the test facility is full of traps. There was one point, a woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake, and lost your arms and your right eye.
Oh. So we've got that to look forward to during the third game, by the sounds of it. Yeah, it's pretty easy to overthink things. My hands and my right eye? What the hell?